anticipation is building and building and building, and boom, it finally happens. That's what it feels like here downtown. Some breaking news now tonight out of northern Indiana. Authorities are on the scene of a deadly shooting in Benton County. Here's the thing, that's not just the Big Ten that we're talking about here. The NCAA announced it's going all Indy in 2026. It will start first here with the NIT semifinals on April 2nd at Hinkle Fieldhouse. And then we got this, the D2, D3 championship. What would you do specifically as governor to help small towns like Andrews address these critical needs? And we'll start first with Mr. Chambers. We're here outside of the Legacy Theater at the Indiana State Museum, and this space is so special. And I know that ultimately you want to run the race, but safety has to be top of mind. So what will be the final factor here in whether we see a delay or even a postponement for the race?
Well, the safety of our customers is the most.
2 people are now in custody this evening, accused in a road rage shooting that left a semi-driver critically injured. Now, the city gained tentative approval today for a special taxing district. So if I'm a taxpayer and I hear that, why should that officer still be on the force?
Well, we have to look at that, obviously.
And Congressman, I know you just spoke specifically to what your county is doing, but to hold your feet to the fire there, so does Tyson hold any responsibility, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That emotion in your voice. As a parent, how difficult has it been to deal with this during the time she was here with you and now after she's gone? Here it is! Thank you. We'll take it from you before we get an FCC.
I was about to say, I thought we were
about
the FCC.
A little bit nervous. Beat drops like boom, 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 boom. Yeah, we all felt the same way.
Get a little bit of noise for the Colts. A little bit louder for the Colts. It's time to vote. We've got 4 free tickets for our season home opener.
Boy, if I look like that, I'll chisel. Yeah, see, now now I have something to work towards.
I'm going to make that my new profile.
It should be, you know. Welcome, Dan Aldo. That's his name. That was
conservation efforts that they do here, not just at the zoo, but really worldwide. So all the fun is with purpose. Okay, you said that if we get behind them, we might be able to give them a little pet. Oh, and they're gone.
So you know this is one
it is a
big deal. You know it's out.
Big deal, Edmé.
It's breaking news from the Fox 59 newsroom.
We do start with breaking news here. Some updates now at 6. A serious crash on the Near East Side. Debris can be seen littered all across the road here, and it's after a pretty devastating scene. What we now know is at least 8 people were hurt, including children.
Now, this happened at New York and State Streets around 3:30 today, and that's where we find Fox 59's Max Lewis live right now with the very latest on this still breaking story. Max, what do we know?
We'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Max. We also have some other breaking news dealing with traffic here. This is out in Carmel. Authorities are on the scene of a serious crash there on US 31 southbound. You're taking a live look through our NDOT cameras. This road is just before 136th Street. It's shut down now to just 1 lane. So as you see, traffic is pretty backed up right now. We know 1 person is being taken to the hospital. We'll continue to follow that traffic scene for you throughout the evening.
More breaking news now at 6. A judge has ruled the man accused of killing an Elwood police officer competent to stand trial.
A judge ruled in the case against Carl Webb Boards today. He's accused of murdering Officer Noah Chavez during a traffic stop in 2022. Now, his attorneys have argued he should not be eligible for the death penalty. The jury trial for this is now scheduled for January. Officer Chavez was an Elwood police officer and a military veteran. The 24-year-old served nearly a year with the department before being ambushed and killed in the line of duty.
According to the judge's order, a doctor found, quote, "There was nothing at all in my evaluation that indicated any failing in his competence. He did not present with any deficit in this regard at all." The doctor also adding he's not just competent, he's very competent, end quote.
And it has been a pretty busy day here because there's other big breaking news we're following. This one takes us here to the Marion Superior Court. A judge has declared a mistrial. It's for the man accused of killing 6 people in Indianapolis. Raymond Childs III was 17 years old when police say he killed 4 members of his own family and 2 others back in 2021.
Fox 59's Russ McQuaid was in court today and joins us tonight with the developing details in this case. Russ?
Fox 59 News.
Russ, thank you. We'll continue to follow each of these breaking stories we just reported on here over the next few hours. For updates anytime, day or night, you can go to our website at fox59.com.
Let's take a beautiful live look here at our Circle City right now, where we're seeing some dry time out there, but on the horizon, a little bit of haze and possibly some raindrops.
Well, let's check in right now with Chief Meteorologist Brian Wilkes, who's tracking our forecast today. Hey, Brian.
They have been really isolated.
All right, we'll see you then, Brian. Thank you. Fox 59 is your local election headquarters. Vice President Kamala Harris officially kicked off her campaign for president today, just miles from where Republicans gathered for their convention in Milwaukee last week.
Overnight, Vice President Harris secured enough delegates to clinch the Democratic nomination, and the party is on track to make it official next week. Now, next stop on Harris's campaign trail is here in Indianapolis tomorrow. At the same time, Republican VP nominee J.D. Vance will also be making a visit to Fort Wayne. Again, that's all happening tomorrow.
Now, the vice president's visit to Indianapolis was planned well before President Biden announced that he was not seeking re-election this year. Vice President Harris is scheduled to speak at the Indiana Convention Center tomorrow for an event with Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated.
Fox 59's Claire Curry shows us the preparations for the vice president's visit.
Fox 59 News.
Meanwhile, we're also now just 4 weeks out from the start of the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. It's scheduled for August 19th through the 22nd at the United Center.
Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance will be in Fort Wayne tomorrow. The Ohio senator is expected to be at a Republican Party fundraiser, one of his first major events since accepting the nomination at the RNC last week.
Another big headline out of Washington, D.C. today. The Secret Service has resigned after the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump.
Kimberly Cheadle stepped down hours after testifying before a House committee on security at the rally. There are still a lot of questions about how the shooter was able to get so close to the former president, who knew he was there, and why the former president was allowed to go on stage in the first place. There are multiple investigations into what happened, including a House bipartisan task force.
Something we'll continue to watch throughout the week.
Meantime, President Biden is back in Washington, D.C. tonight. Near a busy intersection in Madison County are fed up tonight after waiting nearly 3 years for some important safety improvements.
Still ahead, the intersection's troubling past and NDOT's new timeline for this project.